Welcome to the Hot Mess Headquarters. I am Dr. JoNeil Conley, your Chief Hot Mess Officer, where we help you recognize, reframe, respond, and rise above the mess. So today, we're kicking off the series Common Ground Conversations with my friend Bonnie Nussbaum. Between the two of us, we have over 80 years navigating conflict, crisis, leadership, just basic life stuff. And in this episode, we are going to look at the power of communication, especially when emotions are high. Have you ever dreaded the family holiday dinner or political conversation that got explosive? Well, then this episode is for you. Let's jump in. Let's just take a minute and say hello to our new friends that are joining us and introduce ourselves.
We can do that, and we can talk about why we're doing what we're doing.
Why we're doing what we're doing. So I want to let my friend Bonnie go first.
Okay, so I'm Bonnie Nussbaum. I'm a clinical psychologist. I've been a psychologist for 40 some years, and most of the work that I did was in trauma. And I got to the point where the systems were not working for my patients or for me. And so I left that system and became a coach. And coaching affords me a whole lot broader latitude to do what I feel is in the highest and best good of whomever I am meeting at a particular point in time. So I believe certain things and vote accordingly. And we have the opportunity together we like each other. We get along really
Yes,
well.
we do.
And what we're hoping is that we can talk about hard things and demonstrate ways to talk about the stuff that's difficult. Thanksgiving is coming, people. You're going to be with, So, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm JoNeil Conley, and I started my career as a registered nurse for 40 something years. But I was a staff nurse. I was in leadership. Actually, transitioned into a leadership consultant. I got my doctoral degree in organizational leadership and studied bullying in healthcare. And that was my jam. I had watched nurses become devastated, myself personally, bullied in a lot of different circumstances. But I have taken my first coaching program when I was going through a divorce, and I think it helped me more than it helped anybody else. And so I also have a coaching practice that is trauma aware, focusing on bullying, on the response to that, on all of this. And Bonnie and I had met each other, and we were having conversations about the world that we're living in right now. And each of us have our own opinions, our own thoughts about how things have shaken out, but we can still love each other, and we can still talk, and we can still disagree, and we can still figure out what might work best for you as well. So we're hoping that over the next couple of weeks, we are going to focus on Thanksgiving, because I was talking to somebody just this morning who said, "Oh my God, we're going to have to draw names. We're going to have to do this, and this was not going to talk to this one." I go, "That's craziness." We want to enjoy, and we want
What's
to.
priority? What's priority?
Yeah, there you go.
Is it more important to be right, or is it more important to have a lovely dinner with your family?
Sure. I realized that some of those people might not be here next year. And I think
Mhm.
that's very bone chilling, I guess, if you think about it.
And orienting.
Yes.
Orienting. It really helps you discern what matters and
Yeah.
what doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the premises and one of the things that we've been working on is this book. It's called
Mhm.
Taking, and we both started, there we go. We both have copies of it.
Yep.
And it was written by a gal by the name of Sharon Ellison. And she actually is a director of the Institute of Powerful Non-Defensive Communication. And Bonnie had actually done a series of these in her early morning communications that she does every morning. If you guys need to check her out at 7:15 on Facebook. But the message, and if you want to sort of encapsulate some of her key points, we can maybe move on from there.
Absolutely. She starts in the introduction talking about being a child and already realizing that what people said had an influence on how their relationships went, and that what people said and did, like little kids saying, "Sticks and stones may break
Yeah.
my bones, but names will never hurt me," when obviously they were hurt.
Yes.
That
Yes.
did not compute in her brain. And so, as an adult, she wrote the book, and her
Mhm.
daughter actually said that this book
Yeah,
is her
I
sister
saw that too.
because, yeah. So, but what I love about this book is she uses vignettes, little stories from the people that she's taught, and some really heavy duty stories.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the things that we can look at and go, "Oh yeah, I've lived this. I've lived this story." How do we, when we're fired up like a Christmas tree, we're just, ready to kill who's ever just said whatever. How do we calm ourselves back
Yeah.
down? And I will tell you, somebody telling you to calm down
It's
is the absolute last
never.
thing that's ever going to work.
That's right.
Ever
That's
going to
right.
work. Not at all. So, how do we regroup ourselves and be able to ask questions, um, make statements, predict things in ways that make it most likely the other person can hear us and stay engaged with us, and we can have the conversation?
Yeah. And we probably should say that we are filming this on November 11th, 2024. So it hasn't even been a week since this presidential election that has caused grief and angst,
Upheaval, lots of
upheaval,
upheaval. Yes.
a whole bunch of
And lots of people almost, well, I'll share one if you don't mind.
not at all. Go to I'm telling you, go to Bonnie's Facebook page. Bonnie, tell them about your Yemig because I think it's
So
fabulous.
I did this cheesy little thing called your early morning intuitive guidance, YEMIG, that was basically I pick a card out of a deck. And if you look back here, you can see piles of decks of cards. Pull it, and then I just riff on it. Whatever came to mind, whatever things so I would teach people how to breathe better. I would, all kinds of stuff. So that 10 years hence, that is the only one that has survived.
That you usually start with is some kind of tapping. And I
Mhm.
think people who don't understand tapping, it's a way of bringing yourself back into the moment, bringing
Right.
yourself tapping and breathing and understanding the biology behind your response and actually doing, you always have us tap and do some, and so,
Yes, and there's multiple ways
yeah,
to, and this is what I think is going to be so useful about this. Regardless of what we're talking about, there are going to be multiple ways to think about it and multiple ways to process it. And it doesn't mean that any of them are wrong or right. It's what works for you.
yeah,
So oftentimes, my guess is the two of us are going to offer up different ways to look at something.
right.
You get to decide what works for you.
Yeah. And after Thanksgiving is done, then we have Christmas to deal with. We have coping and the dealing and narcissistic bosses. And there's just so many things that so many of us are dealing with. And we
Right.
think we're alone. And we're here to tell you, you ain't alone. Yeah.
As wounded people, we
Yeah.
do without even realizing we're doing. So that can be some of the stuff, how many times have we heard someone say, "Nobody ever listens to me," or "Why is it that nothing ever works out for me?" When we have those thinking patterns in our heads,
Yeah.
life is going to have a hard time handing us good stuff when we don't believe we deserve it.
Bingo. Bingo.
So, and I'm going to do my little riff here on talk therapy.
Yeah.
Talk therapy is a wonderful thing.
Yep.
It is limited.
Mhm.
It is very limited. If you're not dealing with the 95% of your consciousness that's subconscious, change is not going to occur.
Sure. Absolutely. So, Bonnie, any closing message to our friends as they prep for Thanksgiving, as they prep for this world that
Yes.
we're in right this minute?
Yes. If I could wish you anything, it would be that you would be soft and kind and loving first and foremost to yourself. First and foremost to yourself, then to everybody else, but you first. You first.
And the word grace.
Mhm,
For grace. You know,
mhm.
it's easier, it's easy to do, but oftentimes hard to think about doing. So, and Bonnie comes with a whole toolbox of tool, and so do I. So
Mhm.
we're gonna have a chance. What maybe we'll do a tool a week, or we just want to introduce you to us and let you know what you're in for. Again, we want you to subscribe, share this with your friends, follow us. We want you to go forth into this week, and we'll see you again next week. We're gonna try to do this once a week. Be looking forward to us, and you might get some emails and all sorts of stuff. But we are so
Yep.
happy to be with you.
Yes. Go forth. Have a lovely week.
Thanks for joining us at the Hot Mess headquarters. Remember, you are not a hot mess. You are in a hot mess, and there's a way out. If this conversation spoke to you, take the hot mess assessment, book a hotline call, and let's start the recovery together. You'll find the links right below this video. If this message spoke to you, like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who might need a little bit of hope today. And remember, keep rising.